welcome to another vlog. You guys have been emailing me recently and putting on Instagram asking what my nutrition's like. So I want to share with you guys how I eat every day and what has worked for me to put on weight. Now, in my personal opinion, I think the best way to put on weight is to put on muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat, and as you guys already know, I'm into bodybuilding, and our bodies don't digest fat properly anyway because of CF. And even if with our enzymes and with our multivitamins and stuff we take, it still is not 100%. So in my experience, the best way is put on muscle. So last February in 2014, I was 104 pounds. I was really sick. I had the flu. Now by June, I was 136 pounds. And I'm following the exact same nutrition plan as I did then. And I had about 7.9% body fat at the time, so it was mainly muscle that I put on. So this is for those who have CF mainly. This is for those who work out. And I know we hear all the time with CF, eat, 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 eat. And in my experience, that's not the best approach to go about things. The reason is, you're going to vary so much. One day you might eat 5,000 calories. The next day you might eat 2,000 calories. And your body's going to be in this constant fluctuation of your eating, to where if you just got your body in a routine, say for 3 months' time, you tried to hit 3,000 calories every day. Well, then when you go just a little bit up to 3,500 calories every day, it's going to have a lot better impact on your body, and you're going to know what you did differently in order to gain that weight. So that way, if you're getting really healthy and your doctor says, "What are you doing?" Well, you're going to say, "Oh, well, what I did was I upped my calories by 500 every day, and I've been doing that for 3 months. And then I also, did this, did this, did this." It's going to be a lot easier to track and know what helped you. All right, so me personally, I now eat 3,200 calories a day, and I divide those calories up into my macros. You might have heard the term macros. It stands for macronutrients. Now, your macros are your fats, your proteins, and your carbs. So all calories come from fats, proteins, or carbs. Now keep in mind throughout this whole video that carbs, 1 gram of carb equals 4 calories, 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So keep that in mind. I'll tell you why a little bit later. But I have 3,200 calories a day, and I shoot for macros of, it's 480 grams of carbs a day, and about 160 grams of protein a day, and about 70 grams of fat. Now, I currently weigh 131 pounds, but just a month and a half ago, I was at 124. So I was a little bit lower, and I've been doing this now for a little over a month, and I'm starting to plateau. I'm starting not seeing any more weight gain each week, so therefore soon, probably next week, I'll up it to 3,500 calories, and I'll up my macros a little bit. So that's what's worked for me, is I track my macros, I track my calories, I use MyFitnessPal every day, and I know it's a hassle, guys. Believe me, if you track your calories or you start tracking, putting in your food all the time, it gets old. Tracking your calories you take, trying to hit your macros every day, it gets really old. But once you see results, it's just like if you were to work out, it gets addicting. It's awesome to see results, and the reason it's so great is what you're doing. You're not just guessing and just doing this and doing that. Like, what's working for you. So that's awesome. So how do you go about calculating your macros? Well, first of all, you have to calculate your calories. Now, we can't gain weight unless we eat more calories than our body burns each day. So you can use a calorie calculator online, and if you do use those, keep in mind that we have CF. Our body's constantly trying to fight infection, constantly trying to breathe, work hard to breathe. And so I always put on there that I have a very active lifestyle. Even if I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, I'm still very active because my body is doing a lot of work just to function. So I always do that. But another way to do it is for 14 days, or even a week if you want, but track your calories every day. And at the end of those 14 days, add up all the calories that you consumed, and then divide by 14. That's going to give the average amount of calories that you consumed each day. Now, if you are staying, say you're 120 pounds, if you did that for 2 weeks and you're still 120 pounds, you're going to say, okay, just hypothetically, you consumed 2,500 calories each day on average. Well, you're going to say, okay, well, I'm not losing weight, but I'm not gaining weight. So I know 2,500 calories on average is what I need to eat in order to maintain my weight. So and that means if you want to gain weight, you have to increase that. So what do you increase by? Well, I always try to do 3 to 500. If I feel like I'm making very minimal gains, I might do 500, but I usually always try to stick with 300. You don't ever want to do a lot more because that's kind of like the shock theory. If you just up it by 1,000, then one, you took that huge leap, so it's going to be a lot harder to up it little by little in the future. But two, your body is not used to that big leap. So how much did it really absorb? Did it work well for you type thing like that? So I always up it by about 300. So if you're eating 2,500 calories on average a day and you want to start gaining weight, well, up it to 2,800 calories. Now try that for 3 weeks, maybe even a month, and see if you gain a couple pounds. Now if you haven't gained a couple pounds, then up it again by 300, and try again for another month. Now if you have gained weight, that's great. Just stay at that, and as long as you're working out and doing things like that, you're going to hit a plateau. And once you hit a plateau like I'm at right now, you just need to up it again and track again for another month and try to gain a couple more pounds. It's a lot easier said than done, I know. But yeah, that's the way I go about doing things. It's worked great for me. And so then let's say, how do you calculate your macros once you have how many calories you're shooting for? So your macros, you can do either two approaches. You can do your personal approach, or you could do the guidelines approach. Now the guidelines, you're going to hear to do 60% carbs, 20% protein, 20% fat, or you might hear 50% carbs, 30% protein, and 20% fat. Now those are both to gain weight, to bulk up. I personally used to follow the 50-30-20 method, and that just means you're going to take 50% of your calories, and that should come from your carbs, and take 30%, that should come from your protein, and 20% should come from your fat. So the way you would figure that up is, say, you're eating a 2,000 calorie diet a day. Now 50% of that is 1,000. That doesn't mean you're eating 1,000 carbs. This is why you need to remember each gram of carb equals 4 calories, because you're going to divide that 1,000 by 4. That's going to come out to 250. So that means 250 grams of carbs a day, and then the rest you're going to have 30% protein. Same thing. So take 30% of 2,000. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but once you divide that by 4, because each gram of protein equals 4 calories, you're going to come up with about 150 grams of protein. Now the rest is going to be your fat. So 20% fat from 2,000. By the time you get 20% of 2,000, you need to divide that by 9, because 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So that comes out to about 44 grams of fat. So that's how you calculate your macros. Now how you personalize it is, I found best, and this just from reading and talking to other people, but I found best that stick with the 20% fat, and fat's really important for you. It helps our bodies out a lot. So I do keep the fat at 20%, but I keep it minimal, and I'll explain why. But then I figure out my protein. So protein, if you're working out, exercising, you want to build muscle, eat a minimum of 1 pound or 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight you have every day. So right now, I weigh 131 pounds. That would be 131 grams of protein. I think I calculated this when I was 128 pounds or something. But anyway, if you want to gain weight, you could eat 1 pound or 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight up to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Now, it's been said that if you eat too much protein throughout the day, your body's just going to waste it or turn it into fat. It's not going to be effective. So I stick at about 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight I have. And then the rest, once you have 20% fat and you have 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, then the rest is just carbs. So, it's going to be a lot easier once you have those two components out of the way to figure out your carbs. And that's how I calculate my macros. That's how I got my 480 grams of carbs, 160 grams of protein, and 70 grams of fat. Now that's a little bit rounded off, so if you do the calculations, it might not come out exactly the same. But anyway, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from this. And once you start doing this, you're going to realize it is hard to hit your macros all the time. You're not going to hit your calorie goals every day. You can be 100 pounds off, less or more than your calorie goals. I think I've hit my calorie goals exactly a few times. I'll post it right here. The one I did just a few days ago, and I even hit my macros pretty close too. Here's some snapshots of what I typically eat throughout the day. You always want to shoot for at least your calorie goals, and then always try to shoot for your macros goals. Like, obviously, calories are the most important because you want to be eating more than your body's burning. But yeah, really try to stick to those macros. If I go over on fat, I don't worry about it too much because our bodies don't digest fat that well. So a lot of people that don't have CF really worry about their fat intake, because if they have more than what their goals are, then they're going to put on a lot of body fat. They're not going to have lean muscle. But with us, we don't digest fat that well, so it's just smarter to keep fat minimum. Try to focus on your protein, focus on your carbs, and then if you go over on fat, it's not that big of a deal. But you have to keep in mind that you will be upping your calories when you go over on fat. So you don't want to just not worry about it, but it's not a big deal if you do. Here's a quick tip I forgot to include the video regarding how much fat you have in one meal. Pay attention to your fat intake because it will fill you up. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from this. I'll leave in the description a calorie calculator, and that way you can figure out your calories for the day, and also a macro calculator, I think, is on ifitfitsyourmacros.com. I'll leave that in the description to help you guys if you aren't able to do this on your own. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope I explained it well. But if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and go ahead and comment down below, or keep emailing me and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and let me know what other videos you guys want to see. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.